Speaking of, we won, but I'm angry, but we won. The Bills played today. Oh my God. Okay, so the Bills played the Saints today. For anybody who doesn't understand football or doesn't care, the Saints are in one of their Aints years. They're less Saints and more Aints.
They're 0-4 now, one of the worst teams in the league.
And yet, the Bills were just like, I don't know. I got 3 wins. Are you sure you don't want one? I mean, I could use 4, and 4 would make a lot of people happy, but, like, you don't have any wins. Are you sure you don't want one, Saints? But are you sure? And they just kept on offering this game to them, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Part of it was that the refs were some of the worst refereeing a crew I've ever seen.
Except for the Adonis that was the head
Captain Stack,
who was so roided out. I looked at Audrey, I'm like, do you see him? She goes, is he a player? I'm like, no. Dude was ripped.
Everybody looks at Ed Hockley, and they're like, I gotta be the next Ed Hockley. I gotta work on my guns, man.
You can tell by, like, the definition in this
dude. The
That
vascularity.
was steroids, dude.
The vascularity. Yeah. It's clear that's something.
Dude was ripped.
I almost talked about Predator. That was one of the things that, like, you can tell.
Yes.
When you look at Ventura and Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, you're just like, oh, all 3 of these guys are very, very used to needles at this point in their life.
In their buttocks.
Yeah. So I'm just going to throw this out there really quick as a quick aside. Predator is a really good movie, even all these years later. I fucking love Predator. Sometimes the plot makes no fucking sense, but the moment they realize that they're being hunted, you're like, that's fucking great.
It's the ultimate 80s movie. It doesn't need to make sense.
No,
it's just fun.
And I love that the inciting incident is the death of a character named Jim Hopper.
Yes.
That's great.
That's awesome.
I'm happy with this. Anyway, Predator is still great. Go watch it if you haven't. The Bills and the refs had a war of their own all day long, where the refs would just invent these calls. And then
they were weird.
CBS in some kind of, this is me with my tinfoil dunce cap on, but like CBS in some ways was like, oh, we don't need to show the replay of the penalty. And it was all game. It was like at some point the booth was like, listen, if we show this replay, people will get pissed because there's no fucking penalty here.
Well, especially that last drive for the Bills at the end of the second quarter going
into
my
halftime. God.
We had a minute ridiculous left. That when the Bills
fully
ran a
gave
play
up
and didn't get a call, the fans cheered because there wasn't a call.
So for context, the Bills had a minute left. They got this great stop on the goal line, great interception by Cole Bishop, amazing job. I go back and forth on Bishop because he replaced Hamlin, and Hamlin is still on the team, but he's third string now.
Yes.
And I don't care for it. I think he's a better safety than Bishop is.
Agree.
But Bishop is faster than him, which according to Coach
Bishop
McDermottitis,
did have a fucking amazing interception.
He had a great interception.
Dude, that was ridiculous.
He had a great interception. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But Bishop has this great interception. We're on the goal line. The Bills have a minute, no timeouts, but a minute, and Josh Allen can throw like 40 yards at a clip.
So now, the first penalty was a penalty.
Yes.
On the interception where the guy hit the guy out of bounds. That was just dumb.
Yeah.
It's like there was no reason to sideswipe that dude. He was far enough back. He wasn't going to get him.
But then you had a holding call, a phantom holding call.
Phantom holding.
That nobody saw. Even wasn't
there an illegal shift then?
There was an illegal shift that, again, nobody saw.
Nobody saw.
There was then another holding call.
Yep.
That nobody saw. There was a false start on the snapper.
Yeah.
Which is always like, how? But, okay, explain that to me, but how? My personal favorite was when we had finally, or rather, we had been forced to punt, and the Saints get a holding call. And I'm like, okay, finally, at least the Saints have a call on them. And they go to the 30-second break, and they run a Home Depot ad, and they come back, and they're still putzing around, and everybody lines up at the 35, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And then the refs come running in. Wait, hold on. We called that penalty on the wrong team. It was never on the Saints. It was always on the Bills. Here's an extra 10 yards from where it happened, which was 5 yards further up the field, so we're going to give you an extra 15 yards.
Yeah.
So wait, excuse me. You had 5 fucking minutes to figure this shit out. And you got to the point where everybody lined up for the snap.
Yeah.
And then you were like, wait, hang on. Hold on. Wait a minute. We haven't rigged this yet.
Yeah.
Give us a second. Okay? 1 minute. I gotta inject myself with roids and rig the shit out of this game. Holy crap. That made me so mad. I was like, are you fucking kidding? And then at the beginning of the third quarter, I'm not saying McDermottitis had a good game. In fact, there's a reason why I'm calling him McDermottitis. It was a really bad game for McDermott. Really bad. But one of the things that wasn't his fault was the fact that the refs wouldn't allow us to make a shift when the fucking Saints were making a shift. They said they can go, but not for you. Yeah. You have to keep your personnel on the field. And so McDermott has to take a timeout to change personnel because they wouldn't let us change personnel.
Yeah.
What the actual fuck is happening here?
And in that moment is when I miss coaches like Mike Ditka.
Yeah.
Because if that would have happened with him, he would have been red in the face, spitting in the face of the ref.
Yeah.
Where McDermott was upset.
He was upset.
But it's like, no, dude.
He was only...
You need to be kicking dirt like you're in a baseball game, losing your shit.
I want Lou
like
Piniella.
Exactly.
I want fucking Lou Piniella.
You need to be saying every word in the book that they have to bleep you, even if you're mic'd up.
I want George, what's his nuts, from the Royals years and years and years.
Oh, George Brett. When they did the Pine Tar
running
game.
out. I want there to be a 15-yard penalty. Listen, if you're going to put us through this much trouble, you better fucking make the most of this. I'm so fucking done with this shit, man. Yeah. And here's the thing. We still won. We still won by double digits.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like it was a close game.
No.
It felt like an incredibly close game throughout the fourth quarter, but it never was actually that close. But after this in Miami, I'm just like, can we just like either A, play defense, or B, have to fight the refs? But I don't want to do both. Yeah. I don't want to have to do this thing where we can't play defense and the refs are rigging the calls against us. Because this is obscene. My buddy was at the game. He was like, nobody here believes these calls.
Yeah.
Nobody in the stadium believes any of these calls. And it just, at the very least, CBS... just show the replay for a few of them.
Yeah.
So there's some kind of idea.
Oh, you know the NFL's on the phone saying don't.
I know.
Yeah.
There was, at one point, they took Trey White out of the game because he kept on getting penalties. And fucking Jason McCourty, he is calling the game. And he's like, oh, yeah, did you see that pass interference holding penalty on Trey White? And they run it back on replay for this one. And even he's like, oh, you know what? There wasn't that much there, but I guess that's enough. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I guess so, because that's just how it's going.
I've heard that exact statement in so many games so far this year because the refs have just been terrible.
Awful.
They need to get full-time refs.
So there's a few things we need to do.
Yeah.
One, we need to have... baseball is finally getting rid of umpires. I say in a big way, but not in an actual way. They're putting in an ABS system, which basically allows you to check certain pitches. So it's like a challenge system, but you can only challenge a certain number of pitches. But you can finally challenge and have a computer tell you if it's a ball or a strike, which is like enormous. Because as somebody who's been really watching a lot of baseball the last few years, holy shit, some of these umpires are fucking blind.
They're so full of themselves,
too. Out at... It's insane. Yeah. I've never seen egotism from somebody who's not competing in the game.
Yeah.
You don't win or lose at the end of this game. Why are you letting your ego get in the way of this?
Power trip. They're running the show even though they're not playing.
You're insane. Yeah. You're on this crazy power trip where no one can talk to you about this and no one can change your mind, and you on your own mind are so infallible about everything. It's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite thing is when someone notes, like, hey, if both dugouts are shouting at you, you're probably doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Okay? And I just, like, I was so done with refs in this game. I'm so done. You'll be shocked to hear this. I'm so done with people that were nowhere near the play coming in to spot the ball. Fucking get that shit out of here.
Yep.
If you were 20 yards behind the play, you should not be spotting the ball. Full stop. We now have sensors in the ball that allow us to show if it's a first down or not. How about this? How about we just get rid of the refs spotting the ball altogether? They still physically spot the ball, but they have a little bug in their ear where someone calls them and says it's on the 69-yard line according to... There's no 69-yard line. According to the machines, according to the almighty machines in my ear, it's telling me to put it on the 49-yard line. Okay, it goes on the 49. I'm so sick of this shit, man. I'm so sick of this shit. And it's just, there's no accountability for any of the refs. And it makes me crazy. So bring in robots, and I fully agree with you. The fact that refs are part-time, unionized, but not taught by the NFL to do their job.
Yeah.
That's insane.
for a multi-billion-dollar company.
This is literally the only thing you have them doing. They don't do anything else for the game, but you need a solid crew for every game, and you have 16 games a week. How are you not doing this? How are you not manually taking care of the whole thing, top to bottom? Like, this idea that you have no control and don't pay or employ the referees is insane. It's like NFL, it would make a lot more sense if you cried poor if we didn't see all the money you were raking in.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe you.
Unbelievable amounts.
This idea that you can't pay your refs and you can't afford for them to be full-time employees, and you can't open up ref schools, and you can't, teams are not able to cover the cost of their stadiums, even though most stadiums have huge swaths of them that are bought out by private businesses every week. So common fans can't necessarily get in or get to good seats. I was recently listening to a podcast, and someone talked about how the championship game is the actual game to go to if you're a fan, because the only people that go to Super Bowls are corporate bigwigs.
Yeah.
Because corporations are the only people that can buy these seats because they're so expensive.
Yep.
And so they'll just do these corporate retreats where they take their entire block to the Super Bowl. And so now it's like, oh, those are where all those seats went.
Yeah.
Is that IBM bought like an entire section. And it's just like,
it's fucking dumb.
This is horse shit.
It's so dumb.
And you're sitting here being like, oh, but we need taxpayers to help pay for the stadium, guys.
Oh, you're so full of shit.
We just fucking can't do it, okay?
So full of shit.
We just can't do it. We can't have alternate uniforms. It costs too much money, okay? It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
We can't do it. Bullshit. You're full of shit. You're all full of shit.
It's our fault, Al.
I know.
We're still supporting these cocksuckers.
Here's the thing. I'm still watching the NFL on CBS, so what can I actually say at the end of the day?
And I gotta... To get back to the Bills.
Yes.
I still think Josh Allen is currently the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I stand by that. But I don't think he's the best player on their team. I am 1,000% on James Cook.
I love you. That's crazy.
If you watch, think about what that team would be without James Cook.
Oh, I know.
When
I know because I saw it on fourth down.
Yeah. He is as unstoppable a force in those games, in every game they've played this year.
Yeah.
When he gets the ball, he's going to get 5 to 6 yards.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable watching him,
Yeah.
he's not a big dude.
No.
But I honestly I believe if they took him out, the Bills would not be, because Allen would have to do more, he'd have to throw more, he'd have more turnovers. I think he truly is the thing that is holding that offense, because he is so fucking good.
Well, it's like we don't need to gather evidence because we were given evidence today in a moment of McDermottitis.
That was the worst fourth down
What
call.
the actual... I wanted to fire McDermott on that drive, and then on the ensuing drive, I wanted to fire Bobby Babich.
Yeah.
I was so done with everybody associated with the defense and that particular call on offense. Basically, what happens is you have 4 plays, and we really could use some points to if we get a field goal, there's like 5 minutes left in the game. If we get a field goal, the game's done.
Yeah.
It's over. We're done. We're moving on. They run James Cook for 1 play, and then they bring in Ty Johnson. I love Ty, but he's not James Cook.
No.
And then they bring in Ray Davis, to whom I always say, when someone asks you if you're a god, Ray, what do you say? And then he falls on the ground.
Yes. Pretty much.
And then they come in for fourth down. I'm like, great. I don't mind going for it on fourth. It's 4th and 2. Josh's arm is practically 6 feet long. We're fine. And they run this stupid cutesy play where they hand off to Shakir.
Like
I love Shakir. It was barely an end around. It was like a fake kind of like we're having a conversation behind the line before the snap to audible, and we're not audibling. Here's the ball. It's gonna go. Terrible. Absolutely.
Dude, the worst.
But ugly. The worst thing.
I still don't understand why more and more people don't, especially on a 4th and 2 like that, when you have the tight end core they have, which they did not utilize in this game.
No.
They did towards the end.
In spite of Hawes and fucking Kincaid having big receptions late in the game, those were also their only receptions in the game.
Exactly. But it's like, all you need is a 3-yard crossing pattern.
Yeah. That was it.
That's it.
All we need to do is hand it to James Cook.
Or hand it to James Cook, exactly.
Give it to James Tiberius Cook.
Dude.
Just shove him up the middle. What are we doing?
He was fucking torching them in this game. Like, it was unbelievable.
I also want to write a letter to James Cook and be like, listen, I know everybody calls you Jimbo, and I guess you like that. But Jimbo to me is the bully from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather be called Tiberius?
Yes. James Tiberius.
James Tiberius Cook.
JTK.
Wouldn't you rather be James Tiberius Cook? Because I'm not going to call you Captain Cook because the Hawaiians will be very upset about that.
Yeah.
But every time you make a big play, I scream Tiberius.
Yeah.
Tell me that wouldn't be fucking dope.
That'd be fucking
Come
awesome.
on.
But yeah, so I still think the Bills are in such a good spot.
Oh,
there.
yeah, we're going to be fine. It's just one of those, like, God damn it. I wanted to win this game big, and this was the second week in a row where it's like, oh, you guys are going to be fine. And then I'm sitting here being like, God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. Terrell Bernard almost got hurt because he got stepped on.
Oh,
like,
my
all
God.
these fucking, so many stupid fucking mistakes that we didn't need to make. We survived, but I'm tired of surviving. The only other thing that I think is worth mentioning is that the Giants won today, which is crazy. That's great.
Insane.
The big news all week was that Russell Wilson is cooked, which, like, I love Russ. That may be the worst fourth down series.
Oh, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I've never seen anything that bad. But, like, that, especially that last goal line attempt may have been the worst goal line attempt I've ever seen. Outrageously bad. So bad that you're just watching it and you're like, how can this be?
And what makes me mad is I wish he would have had that kind of game against Dallas, so they would have put Dart in because they would have beat the Chiefs last week.
They would have won against the Chiefs last week.
With Dart.
100%.
Yes.
Dart
1000%.
immediately looks way more confident.
Oh, my God.
And way more engaged.
Yeah.
Like, he actually looks like he cares about this. Russ is, like, he seems like, again, I love Russell Wilson.
He's so aloof.
But he's so aloof about the whole thing.
Yeah.
He went from being somebody who seemed to care a lot to being somebody who likes to pretend to care but can't really be bothered to care when it matters most.
Well, I saw an interview recently with Marshawn Lynch was on the Shannon Sharp podcast, and he was saying that when he played with Russ, he used to get blocked calls because Russ wouldn't give out his phone number to players on his team. And you would have to set up an appointment for him to call you, but then he would call you from a blocked number, so you wouldn't have his number.
Yeah.
It's like, you're the fucking leader of the team, and you're doing that shit?
No, there's going back to a podcast that I've talked about a lot this year, Pablo Torre Finds Out, has a great podcast where he talks to Mike Tice's son, who roomed with Russell Wilson and was QB2 under Russell Wilson at Wisconsin. And so they just talk about, like, what was it like being Russell Wilson's roommate in college? And this guy's like, dude, he was fucking weird then. Yeah. The whole time he's been fucking weird. The whole Go Hawks thing, that was an accident. That was an accident that people liked when he did it in Wisconsin. And so he did part of the fight song in Wisconsin and people loved it. And he was like, this is now my personality. And it's like, dude, I want to like you. You got to not be weird. Don't have 20-something bathrooms in your house.
No.
Don't be weird. Stop being weird.
weird.
And if you're going to be weird, at least be a decent quarterback.
Well, at least I would say we don't have to worry about it because I believe his career's over now.
Yeah, well, at least in New York. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets...
I don't see another team offering him anything.
Call me crazy, with how bad Minnesota looked today with Wentz, I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota is looking for someone just to keep the boat afloat.
I really don't think they would.
I don't know. They have better wide receivers than the Giants do. They can do the moon ball that Russ likes to shoot.
I just
wouldn't be surprised.
I really don't think they would do it.
Them and Cincinnati, I would not be surprised if either of these teams trade for Russ because it's also a cheaper value than getting Kirk Cousins.
I would honestly, if I was them, I would go after like Shedeur Sanders, even though he doesn't have any pedigree. He's young, he's hungry, and he has something to prove.
Yeah, but so is...
I would almost throw just a dime at him.
At that point, I would say go for Dorian Thompson-Robertson.
Well, then do that.
Like, I guess, like, my point is, like, you get nothing.
The whole Jackson Dart thing shows that players like Russ, who have already burned all their bridges, and they just don't have that fire left, it's like, don't take... You're just going to waste your time.
Well, the crazy thing is that now people are saying that Russ played his way out of the Hall of Fame, which I think is a little crazy.
I think it's crazy-ish.
I get why some people are saying it. I get why Richard Sherman is saying it.
Yeah, Richard Sherman has a bone.
He has a beef.
Yeah,
he has a full-blown beef with Russell Wilson. But And to like this classic Richard Sherman, he's kind of invented a narrative to go along with why he hates Russ that may or may not be fully true. Richard Sherman has done this a lot in his career. He has kind of invented these narratives of like, oh, this person did this to me. It's like, but not really. Like, that never really actually happened. There was, at one point, he was like, oh yeah, Jim Harbaugh hates me. He won't talk to me. And it was because he ran up and slapped him on the butt after a game that they played against each other. And Jim Harbaugh didn't acknowledge him. And so Richard Sherman's like, oh, he hates me. He won't talk to me anymore. It's like,
just
okay,
let the man on his ass.
Let's take a pause.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a quick pause on this. But I am genuinely curious. As I said last time, I'm a soft G Giants fan. So a Giants fan, if you will.
Yeah.
And if Dart can be good, I really would love to see the Giants be good. Also, just the irony of finding out that after everything that happened between these two teams on one specific night, Eli Manning never beat the Chargers in his entire career.
Yeah.
Which was a fascinating thing to find out.
Unfortunately, the stadium took
Is
another
shit.
victim.
Yeah.
Malik
Neighbors
blew out his knee.
Yeah.
He's done.
He's done. Done for the season. He's out.
I still don't understand. You
Got
have
it.
two teams playing, two different
Organizations
with all that money. They can't put a new field.
Well, they keep on putting in new fields, but they keep on putting in new turf fields.
Yes, they gotta put grass. You have
Put
an
a
open
grass
stadium.
field in, you dumb shit!
You have an open fucking stadium.
Why
Put
are
in
you
grass.
not doing this? Just put in a grass field.
Dude.
What the actual fucking...
But now, honestly...
The Cardinals and Raiders both play in domes, and they have grass fields in the desert!
Yeah.
What is actually wrong with you?
Which the Arizona one is so fucking awesome. Have you seen that one?
It goes outside.
Yeah, it rolls outside.
Yeah.
That's so fucking awesome. But, to me, I'm like, they are the dumbest.
Yeah.
Like, the Giants don't give a fuck about winning if
No.
they're going to continue to have that field.
Well, we
because
already...
your best fucking player. And that was Barkley's issue with all of his injuries that he had when
kept
he was
on
on the
getting
Giants.
hurt.
Yeah.
Getting these knee injuries
Yes.
because the turf just eats you alive. And it just, every time we go to MetLife, I'm just sitting there praying, like, please God, not today.
Yeah.
Just not today.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it to someone else. Jimmy Hoffa, I don't know who I need to pray to about this, but just not today. Okay, man. Do you think they moved Jimmy Hoffa's body when they moved the stadium?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably, right? Yeah. So the only other thing that I wanted to note is that you should not look at the Chiefs.
I'm not going to look at it. I don't want to know. You know what? As soon as the Chargers lost, I'm like, the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah, don't look at the Chiefs score. Yeah, and that's really it because
Okay.
everybody else is just schmucks. It's like, oh, the Patriots beat the shit out of the Panthers. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Moving on.
The Titans got absolutely
The Titans got shellacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fire Brian Callahan. All I can tell you. You know what? No. I don't want to be nice to the Titans. I still don't like the Titans. All these years later, I will never like the
Music City
Titans.
Miracle.
Okay? I was watching a Bills game, and they started playing the Music City Miracle. We weren't playing the Titans.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? It's like whenever we line up for a game-winning kick, and they're like, let's play wide right. I'm gonna hurl something at your head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the heaviest thing I can and throw it right at your head.
I still can't even call them the Tennessee Titans. You're the Houston Oilers. Just fucking live with it.
Well, you know the funny thing about that, right?
No.
When Bud Adams moved the team, he refused to relinquish the rights to the name or colors for the Oilers, which is why
The Texans are
the Texans are the Texans, and why they have a different color scheme and all these other things.
Oh,
So
my
even
God,
though the
what
Titans
a
aren't using the
douchebag.
same color scheme anymore, no one else can either because that's owned by the Houston Oilers, who are no longer a team.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, Bud Adams was a fuckhead.
He's a fucking
He's a
idiot.
fuckhead, and his daughter is only doing marginally better. Let
Yeah.
me tell you. The fact that you... Listen, again, I don't like you guys. So you want to run out Mike Vrabel and keep your terrible GM who traded A.J. Brown? You go right ahead.
Yeah.
More power to you.
Traded A.J. Brown and let Derrick Henry go.
Yeah.
And got rid of Mike Vrabel. It's like, dude.
But kept Ryan Tannehill. And that...
Yeah, genius.
That was the sauce. That
Genius.
was the secret
Yeah,
sauce.
such
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.